going to direct the camera now towards the explosions. Can you hear me?
Al-Fatiha. Today we delve into the heart of this long-standing struggle, seeking to understand the stories, aspirations, and challenges of the people caught in the middle of this turmoil. This documentary sheds light on the ongoing conflict, aiming to provide insight into the lives affected by decades of tensions, territorial disputes, and political unrest. It is an attempt to bridge understanding and empathy amidst deeply rooted differences. Now, our reporter will take you through the heart of Gaza, where the people have lived through the harsh realities of this conflict.
Okay, thank you. So I'm here with the Gaza child. Hello, Assalamualaikum, Mr. brother.
Waalaikumsalam.
What's your name?
My name is Wael Saleh.
Okay, Wael, with the situation now, yeah? What changes do you hope to see?
I hope to live a peaceful life in Gaza so that I can follow my dreams without fear.
I see. Do you have an ambition, little brother?
Yes, I want to be a doctor.
MashaAllah, a doctor. Why? Why would you want to be a doctor, Wael?
When I become a doctor, I can treat many people. I want everyone to be healthy because I have seen many deaths in front of me.
Yes. So if this war ends, do you think you can be a doctor?
Yes, if the war ends, I will be a doctor. Inshallah.
MashaAllah, inshallah, little brother. So to be a doctor, you need to study hard. Do you think you can do that, brother?
Because my country will be peace, so I can study to be a doctor.
In our exploration of the impact of conflict on children's mental health, we turn to Dr. Noor, a distinguished child psychologist with extensive experience in supporting children affected by war and conflict zones in Gaza. As an expert in child psychology, could you tell us more on how ongoing conflicts like the situation in Gaza typically affect the mental health and well-being of children living in such environments?
Constant exposure to violence, destruction, and loss puts a lot of stress and trauma on these kids. So it makes them feel scared and unsure about what is going to happen. This kind of environment messes with their emotions, causing problems like feeling anxious, depressed, sad, or even having nightmares. So it is tough for them to feel safe and normal when everything around them is so chaotic. All these challenges make it harder for them to grow up and developmentally in a healthy way.
Could you actually outline some common signs or symptoms that may indicate a child is experiencing psychological distress or trauma due to the war itself?
Okay, we can see like when kids are affected by the war, you might notice a few things. They could have lots of bad dreams or struggle to sleep. Their behavior might change suddenly, like becoming angrier or wanting to be alone. They might keep thinking about scary things that happen, recurrent thoughts or flashbacks related to traumatic events, difficulty concentrating, find it hard to focus, complain about feeling unwell even if there's nothing wrong, or seem more scared or worried than usual. So if we spot these signs, it's important to give them the right support.
Based on your expertise, what strategies or interventions have been effective in helping children to actually cope with the psychological toll of living in war-affected areas just like Gaza?
I have been in this field for 15 years. There are several evidence-based strategies that have demonstrated effectiveness in mitigating the psychological impact of war on children. So, talking with someone who knows about feelings like a therapist or counselor helps kids feel better. It is also important to involve families and communities where they can support kids and help them to be stronger. And having people who understand about tough times like mental health experts can really make a difference.
Very well. Thank you so much to Dr. Noor for your insight on this matter. Dr. Noor's expertise highlights the urgency of addressing the mental health needs of children affected by the conflict. Understanding their experiences and implementing effective intervention is crucial in supporting their resilience and well-being.
Aina, nice to meet you, sister.
Thank you, nice to meet you too.
So, as we all know about the situation in Gaza, I mean, we can hear the strikes everywhere going off, obviously very close, and you don't even flinch. Were you in shock or were you just used to it? Describe that moment.
Okay, I'm 25 years old. This is not the first war. Like, I've seen many previous aggressions, so I'm used to it, hearing the sounds of bombs and airstrikes.
And this time around more instance now.
It is indeed. Even I was quite surprised that I did not give any reaction. So used to it, I would say.
MashaAllah, sorry to hear that last bit. So when this situation happened, how difficult is it? I guess like everybody else now relying on each other to get information on what's happening in Gaza. What do you think society, people outside of Gaza, the world could do in this situation?
It is really hard. Like, I lived part of the war. I was there on the ground. I saw what's happening. I experienced it. So I think people should at least get connected to watch what's happening, to utilize the reliable news sources, support platforms that provide accurate and unbiased information. Well,
MashaAllah, okay. Well, bless Aina Hana. I'm glad you're safe and thank you for sharing your story with us.
The louder the voice, the quieter the truth. As we listen to the heartfelt stories of the Gazan, it is imperative to acknowledge the power dynamics at play in the portrayal of conflicts like the 2014 Gaza war. A recent case study paper delves into the framing of this very conflict in media outlets, shedding light on an unsettling reality. This study illuminates how certain narratives dominate news coverage, silencing the voices of those directly affected. In this case, the newspapers from the United States and Iran showcase starkly contrasting perspectives, shaping the understanding of the conflict. The analysis revealed a striking disparity in the representation of events. The US media mirrored the official Israeli narrative, downplaying Palestinian voices and emphasizing their violence as the cause of the ongoing strife. Conversely, the Iranian newspapers amplified Palestinian perspective, identifying with their plight and attributing the aggression to the Israeli government. What's critical to note is how these media narratives align with the foreign policy agendas of their respective countries. It is a stark reminder that the loudest voices often drown out the truth, perpetuating a narrative that serves political interests while marginalizing the voices of the oppressed. The Gazans we have heard from represent just a fraction of the silenced narrative amidst the deafening rhetoric of geopolitical interests. This case study underscores the need to seek alternative sources and diverse perspectives, amplifying the voices that have been muted by the broader media discourse.
In the heart of the most enduring conflicts in modern history, a resilient spirit rises. Today, we explore the ongoing struggles faced by the Palestinian people and the steps taken by individuals and nations alike to support their cause. What compels individuals to raise their voices in the protests, demanding justice and empathy for the Palestinian blood? Is it a quest for solidarity or a searching for human rights? These impassioned calls for change are driven by a deep-seated desire for a resolution to the Israel-Palestine conflict, where lives have been caught in a cycle of violence for far too long. In the realm of global politics, what role do powerful nations play in the quest for peace? As we witness diplomatic maneuvers on the world stage, it becomes apparent that the Palestinian cause is not only a local concept, but a matter of international significance. The involvement of major players like Russia, China, and others actually shape the landscape of this protracted conflict. Diplomatic efforts, when sincere and unbiased, can lead to genuine progress, transcending geopolitical complexities to prioritize the well-being of the affected populations. A recent gathering of the world's major power raises eyebrows and hope alike. What conversations are transpiring behind closed doors, and what agreements, if any, are being brokered to address the ongoing crisis in the Middle East? The collective wisdom of these nations, if wielded earnestly, can pave the way for a peaceful resolution. However, the geopolitical interests that have historically overshadowed the cries for justice remained a formidable challenge. However, does the convening of medieval power to discuss the Israel-Palestine conflict signify a genuine commitment to peace, or does it risk becoming a platform where the voices of smaller nations are drowned out?